Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Beginner English podcast. Today, we're exploring Memorial Day, a very special holiday in the United States. Have you ever heard of Memorial Day before? Stay tuned as we discuss its meaning, history, and some important English words. Feel free to leave us a comment about how you honor special days where you live.
Hi there. I'm excited to be here. Memorial Day is a time when Americans remember the men and women who died while serving in the armed forces. We'll talk about how people celebrate, and we'll explain new words along the way, so let's get started.
Memorial Day honors those who have died while serving in the armed forces. Do you know what armed forces means?
Great question. Armed forces means all the groups that make up a country's military, like the Army, Navy, Marines, Air Force, and Coast Guard. Now, let's explain the word Army.
Army is the part of the military that fights mostly on land. For example, someone who joins the Army might work with tanks or trucks. Each part of the military is called a branch.
Branch means a part of a larger group, like how a tree has branches. In the military, the Army, Navy, and others are each called a branch. Knowing these words helps you understand who we remember on Memorial Day.
Memorial Day is a federal holiday. Now, let's explain what that means. Do you know what a federal holiday is?
Federal means something decided by the whole country's government. When a day is a federal holiday, it means government offices like banks and post offices are closed. The word government means the group of people who lead and make laws for the country.
That's right. On this day, schools are closed too. This shows how important Memorial Day is in the United States. Memorial Day began after the U.S. Civil War. Its roots are in a holiday called Decoration Day. Do you know what roots means in this context?
When we say roots, we mean where something starts or comes from, like the roots of a plant. Decoration Day was established to honor both Union and Confederate soldiers who died. Let's pause to explain establish.
Establish means to start something officially. For example, when people decided to have Decoration Day, they established a new holiday. Now, let's talk about Union and Confederate.
The Union was the group of northern states, and the Confederate was the group of southern states during the Civil War. Both had soldiers who died, and Decoration Day honored them all.
One tradition is to decorate the graves of deceased soldiers. Let's explain decorate and grave.
Decorate means to make something look special, usually with flowers or flags. A grave is the place in the ground where someone is buried after they die. People decorate graves to show respect.
And the word deceased means someone who has died. These decorations are usually done during a ceremony. Do you know what a ceremony is?
A ceremony is a formal event to remember or celebrate something. On Memorial Day, there are ceremonies in cemeteries, which are places where people are buried.
One of the most famous ceremonies happens at Arlington National Cemetery. Let's explain cemetery.
A cemetery is a large place where many people are buried. Arlington is special because only military personnel can be buried there. Now, personnel means the people who work for an organization, like the military.
At Arlington, volunteers place U.S. flags on military graves. A volunteer is someone who offers to help without getting paid. This is a meaningful way to commemorate those who served.
Commemorate means to remember and show respect for someone or something, especially in a public way like a ceremony.
Besides ceremonies, there are Memorial Day parades and special ways to display the flag. Let's explain parade.
A parade is when people walk or ride down the street in celebration, often with music and flags. On Memorial Day, parades honor fallen soldiers. Another tradition is flying the flag at half-staff. Let's explain staff.
A staff is the pole that holds a flag. Half-staff means the flag is only raised halfway up the pole. This is a sign of mourning or sadness for those who have died.
Mourning means feeling very sad because someone has died. After noon, the flag is raised to its full height again.
Many people also celebrate Memorial Day by having a barbecue or going to the beach. Let's explain those words.
Barbecue is when people cook food outside, usually on a grill, often with family and friends. It's a fun way to spend time together. Beach is the sandy area next to a lake or ocean, and people like to relax there on holidays.
Memorial Day also marks the beginning of summer for many Americans, so enjoying the outdoors is a big part of the tradition. Another tradition is the National Memorial Day concert on the lawn of the U.S. Capitol. Let's explain concert and lawn.
Concert means a musical event where people play or listen to music together. Lawn is an area of grass, often in front of a building. The concert is held on the grass in front of the Capitol building.
These traditions, like concerts and parades, help people remember and honor those who served. It's important to understand the meaning behind each sign and activity.
Sign can mean a symbol or action that shows a feeling, like flying the flag at half-staff as a sign of mourning.
Let's think about why we have these traditions. Why do you think it's important to remember people who have served in the military?
Remembering helps us appreciate the freedoms we have today. When we commemorate those who gave their lives, we show respect and learn from history. These traditions also bring communities together.
Exactly. Memorial Day is not just about the military, it's about valuing peace, family, and community. How do you and your family remember important people or events? Now let's review the new vocabulary from today. We'll say each word, give a simple meaning, and an example sentence.
Army, a group of soldiers who fight on land. For example, my uncle joined the army when he was young. Barbecue, cooking food outside. We had a barbecue on Memorial Day.
Beach, the sandy area by water. I love going to the beach in summer. Branch, a part of a bigger group. The Navy is a branch of the military.
Bury, to put someone who has died in the ground. Soldiers are buried in the cemetery. Cemetery, a place where people are buried. The cemetery was full of flowers on Memorial Day.
To help remember new words, try writing them in a notebook, making flashcards, or using them in your own sentences every day. Practice with a friend if you can. Here's a question for you. How do you remember or honor important people or events in your country? Share your answer in the comments or with a friend in English.
Thank you for joining us today. Keep practicing your English every day, even if it's just for a few minutes. Remember, learning a language is a journey, and you're doing great.
We're proud of your progress. Stay curious, keep asking questions, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. We'll see you next time for more stories and new words.
And here's a final tip. Try to notice English words around you in movies, signs, or music. The more you notice, the faster you'll learn. Goodbye and happy learning.